winner explicit. We'll find out soon with Dan Hibbert.
And the field gets set. It is as wide open a race as you'll see. It's $4.40 the field for the Phoenix. They're just about set to run. Cumbria Jack will go the favourite. The green light is on. And the lure rolls for the Phoenix of 2025. Racing, good speed out, Kenya Mayhem. Have a look at Ariza Sparkles going forward, and Deadly Avenger is nice and handy to the first turn. Ariza Sparkles got Kenya Mayhem, who bumped into Deadly Avenger, but he got past. On the inside was Distinction. Deep out was Accredited. Well backed in on the outside was Cumbria Jack, and wider was Accredited. Deadly Avenger goes up to Kenya Mayhem, takes the lead. Running on was Kenya Mayhem, but Deadly Avenger pounced, and Deadly Avenger is going to win the Phoenix. 4 lengths on Kenya Mayhem and Accredited. Melly Beauty was next. Further back to Cumbria Jack. Slick Split's never in it. Ariza Sparkles and Distinction. 29 and 67. And Deadly Avenger wins the Sandgroper, wins the Perth Cup, and now he is the champion of the Phoenix.
Back to back for Team Thompson. Deadly Avenger for David Burke. Instructions win the Phoenix. Holly, that is cool.
Oh my God. I still can't believe it's happened. Oh, he's done it. Oh,
what have you learned about him over the past week and a half?
Oh, you just got to keep him happy. And I mean, big thank you to Joe and the owners for giving us the opportunity with him. And yeah, I just can't believe it. He's done it, and yeah, it's just all worked out.
What about for Berkey, the slot holder? David Burke Instructions, you've close family friends with him. Let him share this moment, guys. This is magic. Embracing the moment with their dad, Jason, who without doubt would be the absolute mastermind behind this decision. I'll quickly get you, Jace, for a reaction. That was a performance that was so good. He loomed up, and after that, that was lethal in the way he finished off the race.
Well, we chose the right day.
All right, we'll try and grab some post-race with Jason Thompson, the wizard, the master, the winner of the 2025 Phoenix. He's
get gifted a Perth Cup. You don't get gifted a Sandgroper. That Sandgroper had explicit. It had good odds cobber. Go through and have a look at who was in that race. And this dog is so adaptable. Joe Borg, absolute credit to him. Like, we had David Burke's slot. The dog, David wanted a dog trained from home. I've been watching him come through, and I rang Joe Monday 2 weeks ago, and him and the owners have just been so good to work with, and we just sat back, said nothing. No one knew what the dog was doing. Everyone was trying to guess what he was doing. I got told he's trailed at the Meadows. Dog hadn't been to the Meadows. We had a plan with the dog. I had a plan with him, and it's been executed perfectly. And like I say, these races are won by dogs that can perform on the night, and Deadly Avenger has proven he can perform on the night, and he's done it.
Despite your fingerprints being all over this, and so they should be with the success that you've had, what about sharing the moment with your great mate, David Burke? He will go down as the winning slot holder for 2025.
Let me tell you, good luck getting... These blokes will be at the Meadows next Saturday, so they'll still be here for the Silver Chief in their tent. But this is the beauty of this race. It allows blokes to feel like they're in a... Well, they are. They're part of a Group 1 race. They're the best race in the world, and this is the only night of the year I come to the Dogs. This is the best race. The Meadows do an unbelievable job, and this is what grand racing needs. To have a group like this win this race, it's going to pay massive dividends for them.
Mate, you're an icon of the sport. This is further example of that. Congratulations. Go and celebrate with the crew.
Thank you. Jason
Thompson there, guys. I might get on my bike here and see who else we can find a part of the connection group here. Sophie Thompson gives his dad a hug. Ronnie Hood, his father-in-law. I've got one eye out here for David Burke. We just heard JT say that they'll be celebrating until next Saturday night in the Meadows. They still haven't made their way down to the dais. Guys, I might throw it back to you at the sets, and hopefully we get a word from Berkey shortly.
Team Thompson, do it again.
Incredible job, Patch. Well done. And Jason Thompson, he's just a genius. We mentioned it. And the point he made too about that Sandgroper and some of the dogs that were in that race, and this greyhound standing up on the big occasion. We thought this greyhound was gone a couple of starts ago. Melbourne Cup Heats night, I think it was. We thought, oh, gee, don't know how good he's going. He's beaten by Trepitus in a heat of the Melbourne Cup. And then he came out and he's run a nice second behind Poor Oswald. And really, despite his record, he's been plucked, not out of obscurity. Obviously, he's a very good dog, but he wasn't probably in the top 8 going back 2 months ago.
No, that last run on Melbourne Cup night was the one that, you know, he went 29.30 odd himself, but he had no luck at all. It was a 29.0 to 29.1 run, you know, and that was run of the Melbourne Cup night. Take nothing away from Kenya Mayhem, who won the Melbourne Cup. That was the one that you walked away from the Melbourne Cup going, wow, that'll win next start. I think we all said, we backed Poor Oswald, and we were saying that was the run. That was the one. Back get on him next week or next start. Let alone, you know, Jason seen it and thought the same, and he's managed to do a deal. And there's been a lot of conjecture about that deal, Mark. You know, people have been
taking the dog off Joe Borg.
Well, he hasn't taken the dog off Joe Borg, and I think that's where people have got the situation wrong. Now, there's 2 ways that could have gone. David Burke owns the slot, and it's the power of the Phoenix and the power of the conditions of the race, where you own the slot.
Despite your name not being beside him tonight, Deadly Avenger, I'm sure you're so proud of what he's achieved.
Absolutely proud of him, Jason. Absolutely proud of him. I knew that Sandown run, he was coming good again. He was just coming good, and this was a race that we had to get into. Both parties were desperate. We were desperate to get the slot, and this is a slot race, and if you haven't got that ticket, you don't run in it. And Jason put the deal towards us and swallowed a little bit of pride, and the success is here tonight.
Mate, you deserve a lot of this pride because you've kept this greyhound cherry ripe all year and all the success that he's had in Perth. And without doubt, again, despite your name not being by his side tonight, it's a massive pat on the back that goes towards you for this Phoenix win.
Yeah, it's about the dog, Jason. All about the dog and his resume. This dog is the most incredible, I'll call him a human being, that I've ever been associated with. He can go anywhere, train anywhere. I didn't even give Jason a recipe list or anything. I said, feed him the way you want to feed him.
What about this bloke? This Rod? This is Rod Oppenhouse, the owner of Deadly Avenger.
It was always his decision. I said to him, your decision, mate, and we'll back you 100%, and he made the decision. So.
Mate, you've spent a lot of investment in this sport. You've had a lot of dogs with promise who haven't delivered. How cool is this?
Oh, I'm so happy for him. I love this guy, mate. I love him, don't I?
How good's that guy's back to you as his presentation's about to get underway?
Gee, I'm getting a bit teary after that. That was something else, and well done to Joe Borg and getting all the kudos he deserves. But everybody to hatch this plan deserves a pat on the back. Just getting back to what you're saying about Joe Borg and the situation with the greyhound, I think we heard a bit more there, but finish off what you were saying there.
No, exactly what Joe said in the interview. The slot holders hold the power here, and if you say no, I don't want that terms and conditions, he's racing here for $6,000 in a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Do you want to race for $1 million? The dog's over 3. He's going to try to go to stud. You want a Phoenix ticket? You have to go and negotiate. And this dog has. And Joe had, like he said, he had no hesitations in sending him to Jason. The bottom line is, as I've said all week, the dog's left 4 times the Borg kennel and won first up on every occasion. And when he's come back, he's won 4 times on every occasion. He thrives off change, and he hasn't been to the world's best trainer in Jason Thompson. So not surprised at all. The way he got into the race is a slightly different and obscured way, but it was the best decision for the dog, and I'm just glad that Joe has made that very publicised now, that it was all about the dog. It wasn't about him, it wasn't about the training, it wasn't about the conditions. It was to give the dog the opportunity to race in the world's richest race and get the job done like he has tonight.
Joe, I really feel for Holly there, and she's doing a great job, but the pictures that we're seeing, a lot of the people involved in David Burke Construction getting way too close to the dog for mine. We've heard some really hard luck, awful stories about greyhounds being disqualified, perhaps for minimal readings of certain things, and do not like it at all when crowd gets involved touching a greyhound before it's been swabbed. Anyway, they're enjoying themselves, but yeah, Holly doing a terrific job there. Back to this greyhound, a comment on Deadly Avenger, son of Tommy Shelby. Also have to mention the representation of Fernando Bale Blood, because we lost him a few weeks ago. He himself sired a couple in this race, grandsire of 3 other greyhounds through My Redeemer and Tommy Shelby. What a job he's done. What a job Tommy Shelby's done. I know Steve Withers will just be so proud, especially after the recent news of Tommy himself, who's going through some issues too. Incredible story, incredible performance.
Yeah,
what a night.
First and third there to Fernando Bale, and Kenya Mayhem was sensational too there, running second. Didn't have much luck. It was probably a race I feel like I need to watch about another 10 times in replays just to work out what happened with everything. I think Distinction did a great job of cutting off Cumbria Jack at the wrong time, just as it was trying to barge its way through and got jammed up and might have even hit the rail there. So hopefully everything's okay with Cumbria Jack.
Yeah, look, going through the rest of these runners now, Slick Splits and Cumbria Jack, who ended up starting favourite and second favourite. What were we looking at? We were looking at 480 the field in the end. Now 420 the field in the end, but a very keen betting race, and it was based around those two. They were out the back early. I think the rest of the greyhounds in the race have done a really good job. Deadly Avenger, obviously, and got the beautiful setup from Ariza Sparkles, who had that first section of 5:05, which was absolutely sensational. Kenya Mayhem was knocked from pillar to post in that race, has come again and run second, enormous, and accredited raced exactly, nearly exactly how Ned McDonald said. Probably a couple of lengths further back than what he would have liked, but Mally Beauty got away and tracked well. She found a bit of bother on multiple occasions throughout the run. There were some superb runs in behind the winner, but like Jason Thompson said, you got to have the right dog on the right night and just be there, be able to handle the occasion and high pressure races.
Yep. And Deadly Avenger, actually, he copped a pretty big hit down the back straight too, and he was just so advanced compared to the rest of the field. The rest of the field just found more trouble than Deadly Avenger did. Ariza Sparkles is probably the only greyhound in the race where everything went right for it early and was out in front, and the map point of view that carded Deadly Avenger off. We're just watching another head on here. And see, just before that, I think Deadly Avenger copped a pretty big hit, and Ariza Sparkles had probably had enough by that stage, but Deadly Avenger's no slouch, and of course has ran super time 29.64. So, and Kenya Mayhem knocked from pillar to post, as you said there, Mark. Super run, you know, $200,000 for second, amazing stuff.
It was over up the back though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You looked, once Ariza Sparkles led, you looked what was going to be behind her chasing it, and that had to be Deadly Avenger. A wide draw again in the Phoenix wins, and the last dog
100%.
didn't even get the chance to select the box. Given box 6, away you go. So it just shows you that it's not 1, 2, 3. It's a very unique format.
100%. Just on that, so boxes 4 and 6 for Wow She's Fast when winning the Phoenix, and then Scalacci was from box 5 and 8 for Scalacci last year.
Explicit last year off the pink.
Explicit last year, yeah.
And he's most probably the one that went the wider, so he got a clean path. But the others have kind of been stuck into where they had to go. Like they've been in that sandwich. There was no choice to pick 4, 5 or 6 in them previous years. So really, 4 out of the 5 winners have come from draws that they didn't even have a say in. Did they? You know, it was only Explicit where Thompson last year said, I want to go to the pink and get left alone and have one foul swoop down the outside and let my dog, you know, show you he's quicker than everything else. Apart from that, you race what you get, and Deadly Avenger on the night was at his brilliant best.
You can't make it up. They said the David Burke's daughters were there, keen as mustard to pick the box, and there was nothing left for them. They had to defeatedly walk across